This activity is available at mrhen.com. All right, once you get the activity, you will need a ruler and a compass. We're going to start with the compass up at the top. The little dot in the center there is for the pointy part of the compass, and be careful not to let your compass slip. If it does slip, it's no big deal. You just recenter it and erase the part that might have messed up. Now, the second thing for the compass is the archway over the center door. There's not much room here to move the compass, so I like to hold it right at the tippy top and spin that around to get the archway. Then everything else on the Dome of the Rock you will complete with a ruler. You'll see me, I'm going to do some arches first and then kind of skip around to different parts. Feel free to do this in whatever order you feel comfortable with. One of the things that is nice using a clear ruler, sometimes you can see, because you can see through it, it helps you to line up things a little bit better, a little more parallel. But one of the things you want to work on is just doing all of the lines in a row just by moving your ruler over a little bit at a time. That's a great thing to practice. There are several portions of this that require a ruler. You want to make sure that you're paying attention to each part. Now, I'm moving on to the windows here. Anytime you can connect dots along a line over a longer span, the more accurate you're going to be. In this case, nothing really lines up with the windows, and the points that you're connecting are very easy to see. So it's not that big of a deal. I'm going to change it up here, and I'm going to go over to the pillars, or to the arches and then onto the pillars, and just start working my way left to right. And the reason why I'm doing that is because typically that's how I work. I try to accomplish all of my lines going in one direction first, and then I'll rotate the page and do any lines that are going in another direction. So just starting left to right because I'm left-handed. If you're right-handed, which most people are, I recommend starting on the right-hand side and working your way towards the left, or whatever's most comfortable for you. I just find that this is what I naturally gravitate towards. Although I have been thinking about switching it up and moving from right to left so that maybe I don't smear or rub my hand through the ink, but I'm not sure that's a great idea because the ruler will still slide across it. So this just, for me, seems the most practical. But and now these pillars, again, just notice how quickly you can go through this process by doing all of your lines that are verticals first and just sliding the ruler over. You can really get pretty speedy with this. And there's a bit of a Zen-like quality to it. It's kind of nice to have an activity like this, and you can just kind of work right through it. And it's also nice too, like this is not my first time doing the activity. Obviously, as you do it more, if you were to practice more, you get more effective and quicker using the ruler. And I always recommend practicing until you feel proficient. On this particular worksheet, the dots down at the bottom for the archways, I did not use them to line up my lines. They seem to be a little bit diagonal, but then also when I look back at my work, my lines aren't perfect. So, but to be completely honest, details like that, people will notice if they really zero in and spend time with this. But because this is an exercise and an activity, most people are not going to spend a lot of time scrutinizing the perfection of the angles of your lines. So it's enough just to get the ruler out and just to work through this. The big thing that I intended for this to do was just get you some ruler practice so that you can increase your speed and your skill with it. So oftentimes my students forget to do the bottom of the building, so don't forget to do that. They a lot of times forget to do the tops of the pillars. And then I asked them to put a line, a ground line, behind the building. And what I mean by that is it's a straight line across the whole piece, but it kind of stops where the building is. So it looks like it's going back behind the building there. That just gives the building a little bit more of a foundation to sit on. Now, a couple of things that people often miss on this that's easy to do is the line where the paint or the color changes on the architecture. So if you actually look at a photograph of the Dome of the Rock, you will see that there is a line of color that goes basically from where the top of the pillars would be back into the distance. So don't forget that line, and I've highlighted the other lines that people frequently forget. Now, if you want this activity, head on over to mrhen.com. You'll click on the curriculum tab, and there you will see different grade levels. This is a 4th grade activity. You can see some of the activities listed here. You'll go down to Dome of the Rock, click on that, add it to your cart. Oh, I've got a Draftsman lettering one in there, so I'm going to remove that. And then all I have is Dome of the Rock, and we'll go ahead and check out. Now you'll be able to enter your information here, and once you confirm and check out, you'll get a receipt with a link for you to be able to download the activity. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.